Good morning. Welcome to Business News Update brought to you live from Union Television. I am Musa Christopher. On today's episode of Business News Updates, we will be bringing you latest news in the exchange market and in the stock markets. First, we will be looking at the first top 5 losers and top 5 gainers for last week. Coming in, the first set are UBA, Fidelity Bank, Access Bank, Sterling Bank, and FCMB with a gain of 0.05%, 0.40%, 0.75%, and 0.05% also for FCMB, for Sterling, I beg your pardon, and lastly 0.09% for FCMB. Then looking at the losers for last week, we have eTransact, Union Bank, we have Transcorp Hilton, Consolidated, Hallmark Insurance, and Honeywell Flour. eTransact dropped to about 0.06, minus 0.06 actually. Unity Bank also followed suit with a drop of minus 0.09. Transcorp Hilton followed suit too with a drop of 0.10%. Consolidated Hallmark dropped with a significance of minus 0.12%. And then lastly, for Tuesday, we have Honeywell with a drop of minus 0.05%. Moving on to Wednesday, we have for the top 5 gainers, we have Guinea Insurance, we have Etana, we have Unity Bank, and Omatech. With an opening price of 0.22 and a closing price of 0.24, they went up by 0.02%. Etana opens at 13.85 to close at 14.80 with an increase of 0.95%. Unity Bank also opened at 0.91 and closed at 0.96 with a gain of 0.05. Jay's Bank also opened at 1.52 and closed at 1.60 with a gain of 0.08. And finally, for the top 5 gainers for the Wednesday's chart, we have Omatech with an opening price of 0.44 to close at 0.46, giving them a gain of 0.02. And for Wednesday, the top losers are Access Bank, opening at 16.95, I beg your pardon, to close at 16.75 with a loss of minus 0.2%. Owando also opened at 9.15 to close at 9.00 with a loss of minus 0.15. And May and Baker also with third, coming in at number 3, opened at 5 to close at 4.85 with a loss of minus 0.15. And also Nemeth opened at 1.65 to close at 1.55 with a loss of 0.01. And finally UCAP opened at 17 to close at 16.60 with a loss of minus 0.4. And also for Thursday, we have Universal Insurance coming in at an opening price of 0.23% to close at 0.24 with a gain of 0.01. And also we have Charms to open at 1.40 and to close at 1.57 with a gain of 0.07. And also GT Co Guaranteed Trust opening at 35.55 to close at 35.75 with a gain of 0.25. Also GlaxoSmithKline opened at 11.95 to close at 12.30 with a gain of 0.15. And lastly, on the gainers list, we have Guinea Insurance with an opening price of 0.24 and a closing price of 0.25 with a gain of 0.01. And moving on to the top losers on the month of Thursday, we have Fidelity Bank with an opening price of 8.50 and a closing price of 8.25 with a loss of minus 0.25. And also we have Access Core with an opening price of 16.80 and a closing price of 16.35 with a loss of minus 0.35. Also, we have ICO Insurance opening at 0.71 to close at 0.67 with a loss of minus 0.03. And fourth to the last, we have Owando PLC opening at 8.85 and close at 8.60 with a loss of minus 0.15. And lastly, we have for Thursday Dangote Sugar with an opening of 65.00 to close at 64.00 with a loss of minus 1.00. And finally, on Friday, we have UBA opening with a price of 18.80 and to close at 19.00 with a gain of 0.20. And also Access Core with an opening of 16.35 and a closing of 16.45 with an increase of 0.01. And third, we have Transcorp Hilton. We have Transcorp to open at 6.2 and to close at 6.22 with a gain of 0.02%. Wema Bank also comes in at number 4 with an opening of 4.73 and to close at 4.74 with a gain of 0.01. And lastly, for the gainers, we have Veritas Capital to open at 0.25 and to close at 0.26 with a gain of 0.01. And then for the 5 top losers, or for Friday, we have Geregu Power to open at 339.5 to close at 315.00. Wow, that is a huge loss, and they fell with a loss of 24.5. And Cadbury to open at 14 to close at 12.60 with a loss of minus 1.4. And third to the last, we have Sovereign Trust Insurance to open at 0.36 and to close at 0.33 with a loss of 0.03. And fourth to the last, we have Universal Nigeria to open at 14.35 and to close at 13.60 with a loss of 0.75. And finally, for the exchange rate on Friday, and finally for the stock market on Friday, we have Sterling Bank to open at 3.48 and close at 3.41 with a loss of minus 0.07. And in the exchange rate, we have the Naira, which weakened in the parallel market, closing at 1,175 Naira per dollar. This shows a 6.8% depreciation when compared to its initial price of 1,100 per dollar recorded the previous day. The black market traders have also cited reasons for not being able to get access to the green notes as a result of the rise. However, the Naira strengthened to a 782.68 per dollar at the Nigerian Foreign Exchange Markets, NAFEM. And that's all for business news updates. Thank you for staying with us. I am Musa Christopher.